Name you know in Mabry Schaffmaster.
Schaffmaster has just been dominant this season. Now in her senior year, you'll see she's number 9 on the court. She'll play on that left side. When you're watching, going strong on her power attack. When she gets going, it's lights out. The goal for North Carolina today is to stick the pass and system. Setters at the net to run the offense, to give Schaffmaster a seam. If Schaffmaster has any type of open look, it's going down for a kill.
Tar Heels run a 6-2 offense with a pair of explosive setters in the grad senior Taylor Iser, transfer from Middle Tennessee, and the sophomore from Wisconsin in Zoe Barron, as the Clemson Tigers, led by 4th-year head coach Jackie Simpson-Keir, have moved to the 5-1 offense about a month ago and have seen success from the standout redshirt freshman in Catherine Sant. Most recently, a victory in 4 sets at Boston College on Wednesday. Clemson has risen their season total in wins to 3 in the ACC, all of them coming in the past 14 days. So the Tigers looking to finish the year red hot. The Tar Heels well on their way to an NCAA tournament berth, a top 25 team in the coaches poll, 26th in the RPI. And to serve is Taylor Iser, the grad senior from Louisville, hoping to finish her season in Louisville in the Final Four, as Daly gets the first swing, and she has been hot. 20 kills in the win over Boston College on Wednesday.
A solid kill by Daly, and that pass by McGrath was right at the net. Beautifully done, sticking that first ball out of that serve-receive pattern.
One of the 2 Clemson middles, both transfers this offseason to serve, and Kate Hansen out of Texas Tech. Maddie May, the bro in white, matched up with Devin Taylor, who will don the purple libero jersey. Iser sets things up, but Engelbrecht is blocked, and the Tigers with a picture-perfect start.
Engelbrecht was trying to take that right with Indigo Young. Clemson's middle did a great job of it, staying home, got the look, jumped hard to her left.
On a busy weekend here on campus, near capacity crowd still filing into Jervey, as the first swing from Imani Foster is handled quite easily by McGrath. She has been a standout back row specialist as of late. And the first cut from Safi Hampton is wide, and the Tar Heels a little rusty here with just a day off in between matches.
One thing you'll see Clemson do throughout the match is if they don't have the shot, they're trying to play the ball to right back to try to take out one of North Carolina's setters.
Indigo Young up at the net, the other middle for Clemson, as Asia Daly takes care of the overpass, and it is a nightmare start for those in Carolina blue.
Daniel, there's just something special about your last home match of this season. You know spring season is coming, so there's a long wait. There's a lot of energy in this home court for Clemson.
In system out to Foster, who blasts it off the block. And the side out finally comes after a 4-0 run for the Tigers to start the match.
That ball was so close, looking at the hands and the body language. No argument from Clemson's blocker on that touch call.
We do have the replay challenge system. The coaches will have 2 challenges for the remainder of the match. You win and you retain it. Schaffmaster with a wild swing. You can tell the reason why she has had such a successful career, Keeley, the whip of that action.
So fun to watch. I enjoy watching any match I get to call, going hard cut shot around that block.
Schaffmaster, 10 kills, 18 digs in the 4-set win against Clemson earlier this month. Out to Daly on a deception piece towards Young, and it's recycled nicely by McGrath. Daly will punch it off the block she wants, but the call is made. It is an attack error for Daly, says the R1 Amy Russell here this evening.
I thought the right front Foster did an excellent job holding her spot on that block to not get tooled off the hands by Daly.
Mitchell Plummer, the referee number 2 down low. Here's it from Coach Keir, but no challenge. So Hampton will serve again at 4-3. There's Young in her explosive first step. Back out to Foster.
Nice.
What effort by the freshman and Addie Raines to get to it, and a free ball comes for the Heels. Foster over the block. Sometimes it doesn't need to be too hard to find the gap, and it's a 4-0 run to combat it.
As a right side, you know that's your open shot. So if you can just clear the line defender, drop it a little inside, it's open court.
So we're back even through 8 points as the match's first service error plagues the visitors, as North Carolina, with as impressive of a showing as you can get on Wednesday, taking on a talented Virginia team. A 4-set victory, including a 25-5 second set, best in Tar Heel history in the rally scoring era, as Catherine Sant with another ace. She had a match-winning ace on Wednesday. There's her 21st of the season.
Daniel, what we're seeing from the start, Clemson, a lot of communication. There's energy on the side of the orange, and you're seeing North Carolina just trying to get something going. A good middle attack right there would have helped.
Engelbrecht dug by Taylor. Out to Daly, and it's handled with ease by the setter and Eisert. So out of system to Schaffmaster with a tight cut. Out of system, back to Mabry. Daly will run this down. Not many seats available here in Jervey here tonight. Third cut of this point for Schaffmaster, and she's picked up again by Taylor. However, more free balls rain down for the Tar Heels, and the fourth time is the charm for Schaffmaster.
Schaffmaster given enough opportunity, she's gonna come up with the kill. Clemson was holding on to those defensive rallies, one-arm saves, but just not enough. Schaffmaster finishing it off.
What a lengthy rally to finally get the side out there. 6-5 Clemson. Daly cycles around to the right side. Couple good block touches give a chance here for Foster.
Ooh.
Wow, off the shoulder and back over. That's a clean dig in the stat book for McGrath. Look at Taylor's hustle. We've had some extraordinary points here through the first 10. And it's Foster who demolishes the block touch. Out there in Mia Moore, who gets the start today, surprisingly, as the L2.
You got Foster, 3 swings on 6 kills. There's no doubt where the hot hand is currently. Setter Eisert knew to go right to the right side.
Yeah, Moore might be out there as the right side. Yeah, she'll cycle over to the right for this point, starting over the freshman Yoki. Getting a awkward set, but demolishing it well. It always seems to fit that southpaw well on the right side, as Clemson will move in McKenna Gildon to serve here.
You got Wagner coming to the front row. As you'll see, there's always 3 attackers. There's one more rotation. Foster still in the front row. Why not go to her? Oh, you can't get a good pass. You got to get a good pass to go to her.
Yeah, so Schaffmaster will play setter instead as a quick set. A little under-delivered over to Young as Kennedy Wagner files in. There's Wagner over on the left side in orange. She'll get the out-of-system ball. 7-6 Clemson here in the first set. As Jackie Taylor, the talented freshman, gets her first swing. And it's Moore through the block, but no touch. Yes, they will give a touch. The R1 overrules everybody. And UNC preemptively ready to use their first challenge here at 8-6, and they will do so.
You know, a math test, when you know you're right in a question, in this situation, you have Coach Saul. He can just ask his 2 blockers saying, did you touch it? And then go to the next one and say, did you touch it? And both of them say no. You know you're right on the challenge card, but is there enough evidence? It's all about that video footage to get the replay. However, that's an automatic you're right if you're a coach.
Now, we do apologize. We'll try to remind you throughout. We do no replay system going for us here on ACC Network Extra tonight, with multiple sports in action here at Clemson. Big football game at noon tomorrow. The city is jumping. Right next to us, we're seeing fans struggle to find seats. It is that full here in Jervey, something that's always good to see.
Nothing better than a home football weekend. The fans pack this place here in Jervey Gym, excited for what's to come with Clemson volleyball, playing their best volleyball throughout the season now at the end of it.
So Mitchell Plummer will review the replay down low. Always tough to get an overrule on a net touch.
Have you heard the new rule floating around the volleyball world about the 90-second challenge?
I like it.
So in 90 seconds, if you cannot make a decision, the call stands.
It's gotta stand,
It's like floating around, and I'm like, I'm not a hater on it. But maybe you give them 2 minutes because there's a lot of camera scramble on the back end that referees can't control.
Well, what's tough about it, Keely, is it 90 seconds from the second that the referee gets the system working? Because sometimes it takes 2 minutes just to get the DV Sport video working, and then you bring in subjectivity based off of age of the referee. I don't know. I am always a proponent of, if you can't figure out on your first few looks, keep the game going. Because right now we've got student athletes that are just standing around for a couple minutes on a call at 8-6. It's not 24-23. That I would give some leeway if it's 26-26, you know, in the fourth set, to give a little bit more time, make sure you get the call right.
Right, I remember being a player, even between sets, that long delay, you want to stay warm, keep your body active. So you're seeing players jumping around, just trying to stay alive as they're fighting in this match.
I don't know if you did that on purpose, but jump around is playing.
Hey. Hopefully people at home can hear it. Enjoy that moment.
So Clemson rolls out a unique lineup once again. We have not seen too much of the combination of Mia Moore on the right side with Daly and Wagner over on the left. It worked off the bench against Boston College. Wagner came in after a set, played only 2 sets, and after a lengthy review, the call stands. There is a touch, but it's not conclusive enough to overrule. So Gildon's service run continues at 8-6 here in the first set. Good pass by Hampton. Quick trigger from Taylor, the freshman from Miami.
That was one of those moments you felt the Tar Heels just waiting for it. Something in system, knowing Taylor was going to be in a one-on-one situation. You put your money all over Taylor on that ball.
So in comes the 6-foot sophomore setter, Zoe Barron, who pairs up with Chelsea Thorpe, the Ohio State transfer, over on the right side. And there's the target from Wagner, run down somehow by Hampton. It moves over to Moore, who is picked up by May. And Schaffmaster tries an angle that Young had covered. So the Clemson block stands tall again with their second stuff.
What started that entire rally in favor for Clemson was the line shot by Wagner. The Tar Heels in the scramble, finishing off, getting the point is Clemson.
In system, over to Taylor again. Listen to this stat line from Jackie Taylor on Wednesday. 13 kills, a career high for the freshman. 1 error on 21 swings. She is red hot right now.
Pretty impressive, her growth throughout the season, and that's the connection that you develop with your setter going through a season. Taylor is so on fire.
Speaking of fire, some heat generated from Schaffmaster's topspin serve, and that's ace number 54 for Mabry, the senior.
The youth got it started with those middle attacks, but the senior just settling everything down as the Tar Heels came back already in the set.
Down 4-0, now tied 9-all as Wagner takes the cut, handled by Schaffmaster. Moore has to use her offhand. Mia Moore off to a great start with a few kills on the right side, and her rotation comes to a close with success.
Daniel, you called it. A left-handed Mia Moore had to reach for it with her right hand. The defenders were not ready for that change-up shot. A little deceptive, got it to drop.
Clemson has usually hung tight in the first set with most of their opponents, and the block is a big reason. Hansen, solo variety, 11-9 Clemson.
As a middle, it's all about vision. You stay home, you see which angle your opposing middle blocker wants to take it and pounce on it.
Leading by 2. North Carolina showing no concern because they've got a lethal offense. Hampton gets her first kill.
Exactly. They are showing no concern. You look at their faces locked in now. The communication exists. Was quiet the first couple of points, but I think that middle attack, Schaffmaster getting the ace, really settled things down.
Now Taylor will serve, pushing Engelbrecht back into the front row. Wagner with a big swing. Side outs coming feverishly for Clemson, up over 50%.
Daniel, I just simply love that shot by Wagner. She looks like she's going cross court and then jacks it line. So much power. The blockers jump in on that cross court shot. Seeing her body look that way.
I think we're getting close to a sold out crowd as fans brimming into standing room only availability. And this is with a competing basketball game across the street at Littlejohn. Impressive to say the least for a team in Clemson that has found some wins here in November, and now Coach Scholl is frustrated following the kill by Wagner.
That was a clean kill, so I'm not sure what is even being talked about.
The only thing that I would ask is maybe a question about the fans in the first row, because that ball may have had a chance to be run down, and that would be the only thing I could think of as Schaffmaster goes to talk to the R1 Amy Russell, just to make sure that they don't impede a potential chance to run down a ball. But if you ask me, once you get into the fan section, you're in their territory.
Right. If their feet stay on where they're at. Remember that baseball shot and the replay on ESPN? The guy reaching for the ball as the guy
in the World Series.
In the World Series,
yep.
Reaching up to catch it. We're not seeing that here today in German Gym.
Yankee Stadium. But nevertheless, another lengthy stoppage here in the first half of this first set. Now, what I noticed right away is Chelsea Thorpe did not run down that ball. Had she given it an effort, I think you probably have more of a gripe. And so the play will clearly stand as McGrath is set to serve. And a system from Schaffmaster.
Wow.
Silky smooth hands, though, for her assist to Hampton.
Yeah, it's a good...
Hold on a second. They're giving Clemson the point, however. And once again, UNC has a reason to be frustrated. They'll say that the follow-through from Hampton crossed the middle line. Her foot was over the middle line on that. They'll give it back to Hampton, and she makes sure that one counts. 13-11.
Hampton's going, I wanted that first shot. Let me come up. That's just experience on that outside. Even just a sophomore. Pretty impressive what we're going to see for years to come in the ACC as well with her.
Yeah, just shy of 3 kills a set for Sophie Hampton, sophomore from Maryland. This is Taylor Eisert serving as Hansen off the slide is handled by the setter. Foster finds a soft spot in right front for the kill.
When you're scouting in video as a right side attacker, when you're watching the other team, you pause it, you look to see where the base is when your attacker hits. Knowing where open court is right away, you'll see early tip shots. Nice.
Hansen off 1 foot. You know, I think Clemson's found a middle for the future here in just a sophomore in Kate Hansen.
Hansen did a great job figuring out her shot. First one, she took cross court, didn't get the kill. This one, ball set a little more to the line, taking it down the line.
14-12 Tigers looking for their first top 25 win since 2020, but it's going to be a long road. Alexis Engelbrecht gets into the scorebook with a first ball side out.
Setter Eisert very happy. Passes are better in system at the net to go ahead and get the middles going. This one with Engelbrecht.
So in comes the freshman Julia Bollinger. Targeting Taylor. Again, miscommunication between Sant and Young. I think Young has had 3 or 4 swings. None of them have been in chemistry with the setter, and this one rejected.
Schaffmaster, a 6'1" player. She reached back for that, had an extra hang time to throw that one back to the court.
Good pass by McGrath, over to Daly, handled by May. Maddie May, the junior from North Carolina, a little bit of an overpass though, and that way Young can get involved.
Clemson's doing a much better job getting the side out, and immediate timeout is taken. We were thinking, okay, maybe Coach Shaw's calling this.
15-14 here in set one.
ACES Club members, we are so excited for this new endeavor for Clemson Volleyball. Your support has been tremendous for what we've been able to do for this program, and it's just the beginning. IPTEC is such an incredible part of our Clemson family, and we can't do it without you.
Clemson fans, the Player Shop is your one-stop shop for all the best gear to support your favorite Clemson Tigers. Custom jerseys and apparel are just a click away. It's this exclusive experience available for fanatics. It's never been easier to live like a Tiger.
So a lengthy first set where North Carolina has already lost one of their two challenges. All four timeouts still in the coach's pockets. You're at 15-14 Clemson. Tigers are playing some good volleyball here as of late. But how about that? Out of system, out of this world from Schaffmaster to even at 15.
Schaffmaster did an excellent job holding her body for a longer period to shift in the right back Sant and take an off-speed shot back to the line.
Maddie May to serve. Back set over to Moore, and it's handled nicely by Izert. McGrath, who has stepped up admirably in the back row, finds Daly out of bounds with no touch. So UNC takes their first lead, 16-15. Here midway through the first set, and this is where the Tar Heels are looking to run. Overpass, put away by Taylor, her third kill.
Clemson's trying to hang on to that serve receive, but it's been fairly an even match so far. Clemson hitting 172, and then North Carolina 258, as now we finally get a timeout from the Clemson coach Kier.
All right, we'll step away as well. 17-15 Tar Heel. 17-15 here in set one. Another weird set to Young. She's over jumping the balls from Sant as Taylor's able to pick it up off the tape.
Nice
That
save.
was tight to the net for Iser. Back over to Daly, and it's airmailed. Another attack error for Asia Daly, and it's 18-15 UNC.
A pass going over the net. Your Grad's senior Iser, one-hand save back to Foster, saved that entire play.
They'll give it back to Daly, but right now North Carolina's got a beat on this Clemson attack.
Nice.
As Schaffmaster off the touch down the line. That was impressive.
It's all about playing the accordion game. You work it out to bring it in. Schaffmaster took her last shot cross court. This one changing it up down the line, had all the defenders looking.
Second timeout in the last 3 points. Clemson needs a breather. They'll take one too, 19-15. It has been all Tar Heels since the media timeout, a 5-0 run since that break. And now a short serve, another miscommunication between Young and Sant, so it's out to Daly, who is blocked, and North Carolina gets to 21st.
Fantastic job out of a timeout, going short with the serve. That created that block read, easy to set up, keeping the ball back on the Clemson side.
A 5-point lead and a 6-0 run. More from the left. Coach Keir doing a lot of creativity moving around her pins.
That serve receive pattern before Daly steps off. Moore's on the outside as a left-hander. You keep her low and flat. She picks up speed that caused the seam, and she's got the power to put it away.
In comes Gildon, as well as Wagner. Out to Foster on one block, and that goes out for a kill, 21-16 to the Tar Heels.
When North Carolina is in system, which means setter's at the net, she's not running like a scramble in football. The quarterback's not running all over the court. Your hitters are in one-on-one situations if you've set correctly, and you're seeing those decisions really nicely done, Barrett.
Overpass. That might be an over the plane, and instead it's a back row attack called against Sant. And ever since that timeout at 15-14, look at the run. An 8-1 run for North Carolina. Sometimes coaching can really make a difference, as Coach Scholl helped gather his team. This time it's Jackie Taylor into the net to finally give a little breathing room to the Tigers, who are trailing by 5.
For the Clemson Tigers, and Mia McGrath doing a really good job on serve receive, so North Carolina changed their strategy. Go after all their players, drop it short, move it around. That caused that little change around.
Taylor, a tight serve over the net, creates a free ball. Wagner on the give and go, and that is good and better, as Schaffmaster will get to it. but a little late as Clemson with a run. Meanwhile, there are people in here, Keely. I don't think there's any spots for them. There's about 15 people gathering in. I have not seen this kind of excitement around Clemson volleyball in quite some time. Awkward pass by Schaffmaster, so it's out to Thorpe. Just over the net and out of bounds there. Good deception by the Carolina line to let it go, and they're 2 points away.
And coming to the back row, you have Hampton, a strong blocker, looking in. She's in front of Mia Moore. Clemson really needs a good pass to put any of these hitters one-on-one.
Overpass, Taylor there. Moore,
Nice.
demolished. Jackie Taylor cleans up and gives North Carolina 6 set points.
Not only did Taylor make a correct reading room, but she had the hang time for the change-up shot. That's something you only hope a recruit can do live in a college game.
One ace already for Schaffmaster. What a pass by Gildon. Mabry there with the dig. Set point here for Thorpe. And it will finish the set for North Carolina. A slow start.
Just not able to hold on once the Tar Heels started to execute.
So the sides will switch as McGrath to serve. Clemson started 4-0 in the first set. Saw North Carolina go on the same run. And I'll let Keely take the wheel here on that Foster demolish.
You go Foster with a huge hole. She's gonna come up with a kill. The elevation, the power, and vision, ripping that ball straight to the ground.
Grad senior, transfer from Charlotte, stayed in state from Henderson. And here's Foster on the other side. Picked up by Rains, but the joust is won by Engelbrecht.
Nice job, Foster, taking her shot, going toward the same location that tip shot was open. That caused that overpass for her middle to close on.
Hampton with a targeted serve to Rains. A swing that was probably going long, handled anyways.
Here we go.
How's that for a 4-to-4 connection?
Yes, the second dig out of middle back. First Hampton picking up number 2 in this set. Outside, it's not Foster. We got Schaffmaster taking the around the block power shot.
Keely could not stay seated for those 2 kills. As Sant is blocked on the dump attempt. And it is a reversal from set 1. It's North Carolina up 4-0.
With ACC Volleyball, you have to come back to that first ball contact. That passes everything. If you can't do it, the other team obviously taking advantage.
Out to Daly, and she will stop the bleeding. Meanwhile, a big week in the ACC. We had a 1 versus 2 matchup on Wednesday night to decide the conference, as the Pitt Panthers continue their domination as of late against Louisville. 4-set win to give Pitt the ACC title. Stanford with a wild reverse sweep over Georgia Tech. Healy was on the call there, as this time Schaffmaster tried a little too much angle. Missed it wide. Oh, they're gonna call it in now. And a quick challenge as that ball was right in front of Coach Keir.
The line judge played a little up and down with the flag. First called it out, and then it did a flashback in his head real fast, and they're like, oh, that ball was in. To me, live, it looked in.
To me, after watching Schaffmaster do it 5 minutes ago, I believe that she could have done it again. But her reaction, Mabry Schaffmaster's, was that it might have been out. She wasn't complaining right away on the call.
You're right.
Then again, we've got Mitchell Plummer, who has the fun task of determining that. We have no replay technology up here today, unfortunately. So it's all trusting towards the referee down low on Coach Keir's first challenge. Meanwhile, a few more good ACC matches this weekend, as tomorrow Louisville and Stanford meet at 4 o'clock Eastern on ACC Network Extra, as well as Georgia Tech at Pitt to try to maybe give a little bit of a bolster to the Yellow Jackets resume, although I think they may be on the outside looking in, trying to get a hosting spot in the top 16.
Right, you're looking at a team like Pitt. they could win the first ever ACC championship here in volleyball. The level, the power, just incredible job Coach Fisher, Dan Fisher, has done with the Pitt program ever since his takeover. Daniel, if you look right now at UNC, dancing around.
They're relaxed.
Yeah, totally relaxed. Remember that first media timeout? It was a little quiet. Now.
And the call will be overturned. It is out of bounds. So the original call was correct.
I like how you said body language is everything. Shaftmaster didn't complain when they called it out originally.
It's not my first go-around, Keely.
Hey, hello.
I know what to look at.
Baseball, play-by-play. Baseball. What do I say? Volleyball.
Volleyball.
Play-by-play. Hey.
Absolutely. Now Hansen to serve down 4-2. Dainty, but decisive from Engelbrecht for the kill.
Engelbrecht, look, she jumped away. It was a fade shot. Had enough court. Didn't have to hit hard. Just dropped it short.
New libero as Carson Overbeck dons a different libero jersey than Maddie Mays, and it makes me think maybe it's not. We'll talk about that in a second, but good save by Sant. Cycled around to Taylor for the kill, and this brings in another wrinkle. You are allowed to have 2 liberos this year. I've never seen them wear different colors, though.
You are right. There's probably not a rule for that.
So I wonder if Carson Overbeck, who's serving now, is just wearing a blue jersey because her light blue jersey is ripped, or if that is a libero jersey and she forgot her white one.
Yeah, we're libero looking.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that. Usually the liberos, if you see a 2 libero system, we're in the same color jersey. But nobody's going to complain because I guess on the court you're following the rules.
Yeah, it's a different jersey. That must be the rule than the home or the away jersey. Meanwhile, Foster handled by McGrath. That is a powerful swing. And a good dig by Sant to keep the point going as Moore wanted a touch and gets one. Clemson pulls back within 2.
Shaftmaster putting her fingers together to Coach Shaw like, yeah, Coach, I touched that ball. No argument. Nice swing high into the hands is Mia Moore.
Sant down the seam, passed by Hampton, all the way out to Shaftmaster. And Taylor sends it into the 5th row as Mabry Shaftmaster with 6 kills on 16 swings.
Iser on that push set, she was pushed back and delivered the ball right to the antenna, perfectly placed for Shaftmaster to dominate.
In comes Barrett to serve. Thorpe into the front row. This time, Young and Sant on the same page. Back out to Shaftmaster, who flings it into the back row. Sends Taylor scurrying into this new Jervy gym with 15 extra feet up top. Many of these balls would have hit the ceiling last season. Oh, Moore. One downside to being a lefty are those kind of sets there as she flings it into the net 8-4.
Daniel, I think you're completely right. The best thing about the renovation here in Jervy Gym is the elevation of the ceiling. It allows more play without that interference of the ceiling.
And now an ace trickles into the back row for Barrett. Her 38th of the season, and Clemson uses a timeout. 9-4 in the second set.
Hear Her Roar, a fundraising initiative led by IPTE, raises awareness and financial support for Clemson's women's student athletes. With an aggressive $50 million goal, we will further propel women's athletics at Clemson forward. When you support Hear Her Roar, you help empower and develop female student athletes. Fueling exceptional resources to create unrivaled elite student-athlete experience in competition, the classroom, and beyond. To learn more or to make your impact, visit clemsontigers.com/IPTE today.
All right, Tiger fans, 2 words on t-shirt. Get over to me and Jerry Jam, make some noise. You're loud.
Clemson trying to get this near sellout crowd into the match as the Tigers drop the first set 25-18. Trailing by 5 here early in the second as Moore gears it up and finds the seam.
Great timeout taken by Coach Kier, saying, guys, let's get back to our passing. Set her at the net, and you saw Sant dropping the ball low, not allowing the Carolina block to get set up. That caused a one-on-one opportunity. Go ahead, Mia Moore.
Gildon creates the overpass, and Moore once again. She's the leading scorer now on the match with 7 kills.
Moore originally started behind Yoki as the starter right side, worked her way into the lineup, shows a lot of power and fight. Back-to-back kills.
Deep serve. Schaffmaster on the right side, handled by Moore. What can't she do? That's her 4th dig. Thorpe with authority, her 2nd kill. North Carolina keeps a comfy lead.
You saw Thorpe in that rotation. She's a right side, but rotationally had the swing on the left. The power and jump had a lot of vision around that block.
Talk about power. Taylor does her job to get out of the way there on the service error, 10-7.
Daniel, every time that happens, I remember like elementary school dodgeball.
Yep.
You know, getting out of the way, staying in it, and all the nerves that you felt in those 8, 9-year-old age group.
Yeah, it would take a lot to pay me to get in the way there. Over to Hampton. Wagner just misses on a shot down the line.
Wagner knows she's going against 6'3" Thorpe on that line shot, trying to avoid any type of cut back into the hands. Missed it a little wide.
This feels like more of a comfortable set for North Carolina. They had to come from behind in set 1. They've had a steady lead since taking a 4-0 start. Moore again, Mia Moore having a match to remember. Her career high is 9. She already has 8 kills.
The only bad news for Clemson right now is she's taking her rotations off the court because it's her time to serve, and she gets a serving sub with Rains.
In comes the freshman from Yorktown, Indiana, creating an out-of-system ball. Taylor in her final match in the orange and regalia purple. The swing finds a touch. North Carolina stretches it back to a 4-point edge.
I always love that swing as a right side. So it's through the seam, and then where the defender is sitting a little more inside, you can take it back toward the line. Great usage of the hands by Thorpe.
Served by Eisert. Slide coming for Hansen. Clemson really enjoying the productivity from Kate Hansen this season, over 1.5 kills per set.
Coach Kier really does a good job out of a timeout to refocus her team on the game plan. So getting the pass at the net and going low, not trying to get a high set off, as the speed is the only way you're going to take down a Tar Heel team.
Tipped back over, Engelbrecht sends it back. Hansen just misses wide on that shot, and it's 13-9.
Get the music going. Dun, dun, dun. You got Schaffmaster coming back to the front row. She's got 6 kills, racking it up. I'm guessing she's going to get a lot of balls.
Foster as well, 6 kills without an error. Here's Hansen. This is well read. Coming the other way to Schaffmaster. Daly wants to get involved. She's got 3 kills but 4 errors. And Schaffmaster commits her 3rd attacking error as Clemson hangs on down by 3.
I love after a timeout, Clemson coming back playing hard. You're seeing scramble plays, hard shots. That's what you want to see as a team's fighting their way back in the second set.
Here's Foster. She has not been stopped tonight. 7 kills, 0 errors on 15 swings for Imani Foster.
100%. When Foster and Schaffmaster are in the front row rotation for 2 rotations, North Carolina's in their best offensive lineup. You add the blocking mix and the offensive Taylor. This is the time for May, the libero at the serving lines, got to get push points.
Young handled by May. And Schaffmaster able to tool the block.
Right here, 100% the rotations. You got Daly on the outside. If it's a good pass, Clemson's probably going to go to Young in the middle. Haven't used their back row attack at all in this match so far.
Daly down the line, one-handed dig. What a job by Isert. She'll get back in the play and set up Schaffmaster. Foster picked up by McGrath. Clemson has not had success in these lengthy rallies. And the string continues. Jackie Taylor with her 5th kill.
For the Tar Heels, all 3 attackers got involved in that rally. Smart timeout taken and a much needed timeout taken by Coach Keir in this moment.
We'll take one with her. Clemson uses the "17 years to the day on Wednesday, and he was taken in a home invasion, one of the best football players in Miami Hurricanes history, in Washington Redskins history. And so you know that the Taylor family very proud to watch their freshman and Jackie lead this North Carolina team to the NCAA tournament for the first time, ranked for the first time since 2017. As Asia Daly finally able to snap that 4-0 run. We're seeing a lot of explosive middles today. It's really been a fun display between the 4 of them.
Yeah, it all takes in-system passing. So even with Daly, she got a one-on-one opportunity. You can't do much in ACC volleyball anymore without good passes. Schaffmaster sticking a pass, Fisher trying to do her best.
Both teams with a grad senior middle and an underclassman middle, very well mirrored, as Schaffmaster really likes that sharp angle. This one off of the net, however, and out of bounds, and it's 17-11, 17-12.
Indigo Young had the complete close, so Schaffmaster had to go a little more extreme and just caught the bounce of the net.
And now an ace delivered by Sant, her 2nd of the night.
Likewise for North Carolina, they have a blocking front row, strong offense currently. For Clemson, this is the pattern where they can push points and the blocking front row is solid.
Give and go with Schaffmaster. Free ball comes right back to her, and she's blocked. Moore gets up. That is her 11th point of the night, and Clemson now on a 4-0 run.
Indigo Young, the middle for Clemson, came all the way over, but it was pretty much a solo block. Mia Moore had Schaffmaster's number on that ball.
Heels looking for an end to this run, and it comes off the right arm of Imani Foster.
Foster's like, guys, I'm over here waving her hand like, I can get a kill for us. Let's get this side out, keep this lead as Foster comes off and the 6-2 rotation completed.
Thorpe into the front row, Barrett to serve. Over to Moore, the hot hands.
Nice.
Well, when it's working, it's working. Keeley, that's her 9th kill to tie a career high.
Mia Moore, how impressive has she been throughout this season, growing the power, and now you're seeing the changeup and brilliance in mixing up what is needed to find a way to get a kill in her 3 rotations as she steps off.
You know, it must be you, Keeley, because her career high came at Georgia Tech, that 9 kills. So to you, she's having an All-American season as Taylor comes in, and that's a future All-American with a statement swing, 1915.
Yes, she is. You go Taylor with the hard swing, but yes, I became a fan of Mia Moore after that Georgia Tech match. Going off, crazy attack. She just really showed that competitive spirit as you're seeing tonight.
Perfect target from Gildon, and Moore colliding into the net. Called for the net violation there. Meanwhile, Mia has only played in 20 sets this season. She only played in 8 last year, so you have to imagine that the senior year of Mia Moore could be the breakout campaign for her next year. She's got some competition, though, as Naya Marie Yoki is talented over on the right side, as Wagner with a sharp angle has Clemson back within 4.
I look at a player like Wagner and think you could play sand volleyball. Like the shot selection, the elevation and vision. She had so much court. She had about 13 feet to work with of open court, changes it up. Nice job to get that to drop.
Both teams digging well, evenly matched in that category. Clemson has stayed within an arm's reach all set, but that swing is wide, and it gives North Carolina a 5-point bump.
Wagner took a little more pace on that ball. I think if she would have stayed with her previous shot, take pace off. It's open court to look at, but just missed that a little wide.
Marissa Meyerhofer, senior from North Carolina, in to serve. Grabbed by Wagner, and she'll get a give and go and find the back line. Now, Kennedy Wagner may have grabbed that ball without authority, and then she takes the swing with some authority.
That's what you want in the outside hitter. C-ball, hip ball, going up, taking it in high enough, and I like her ability to work the court now. She had the defender, May, shifting to her left, changed it up, taking her to her right.
21-17. Good block touch against the Hampton swing. Right back over to Wagner. She'll go down the line. 5 kills now for Kennedy Wagner. Clemson's putting it all together, just piece by piece. Down by 3.
That's like my summertime sprinkler growing up. It works all around. You got Wagner working all the court sides.
Yeah, Tigers looking to get the middles a little bit more involved. But the block form has been there. 5 blocks apiece.
Nice.
Hampton, what a ball from Schaffmaster to put her in position to terminate.
Players like Hampton, you almost want to make her a t-shirt that's OTB, over the block.
Yeah.
That's how high she elevates to get the open court look around that block.
So 3 points away from a lead into intermission for the Tar Heels. Looking to finish their season with a 14-6 conference mark. Set to Hansen. Look at May. Dumped by Sant, but read beautifully by Eisert. That's her 12th dig, and Hampton out of system again.
As a setter, you take that personally. You get a slam tip by the opposing setter. You're picking up that dig. Eisert stayed in on that defensive play, got it up enough to keep the rally going for her outside hitter, Hampton, to finish.
23-18, North Carolina. Another out of system comes to oh, wow. Wagner is stuffed. Foster got in for her first block. Engelbrecht, her 4th.
You almost want to say there were smiles, but you see Foster just with that forehead locked in, like, guys, this is what I do. Block set up and the close by her middle, Engelbrecht.
Set point for North Carolina. Defense has been premium. And Engelbrecht finishes the set. Watch out if you are a top 16 team in North Carolina. Comes. Ready to start the third set as Taylor Eisert serves here in Jervey, up 2-0 for North Carolina. Tar Heels hitting 273 to Clemson's 064. And there's another example of some of these 50-50 points, and the Tar Heels have been able to take them 1-0.
That shot, even if it doesn't go for a kill, it creates the scramble. Foster sending her tip shot over to the right side of the court. It's winning a point for the Tar Heels every time.
Nice swing right down the seam over on the left side for Hampton. Such offensive efficiency. Hampton has 5 kills, Foster with 8, Schaff with 7, Taylor with 6.
Tar Heels coming out with a lot of energy between the sets.
All right, they started the second set with a 4-0 lead after falling down 4-0 to start the first. Moore wide, and it's 3-0 UNC.
As a competitor, you can smell blood. So right here, you have the Tar Heels just recognizing early shots, getting the block set up, defenders in the right spot. Shots are not working so much for Clemson. You got to at least try to test the block, possibly change up your strategy.
Hampton into the block and in. A successful block.
In that, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was like, in that rotation, you had Hansen going the slide attack, getting all the way to the line shot. Coach Shull using his challenge card, looking down his bench, and the bench was calling out.
Yeah, I don't know if I love this one. It was the assistant coach, Parker Mickish. He had great positioning, called it out. Maddie May, the libero, also called it out. I saw it in. And so I'm curious, in the moment, you're close to it. This may not be the wisest of challenges, although you're up 2-0, but if you lose this, you're out of challenges. And is 3-1 versus 4-0 the biggest difference in the world? Probably not.
Yeah, I think you're right. I saw it in as well, off that block. You had Hansen in the middle, running a slide, so she stayed on the right side. She's a bigger blocker, really held that line strong. Coach Saul seemed pretty confident looking at May and his assistant grabbing the green card.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Maddie May and Parker Mickish were quick to call it out. And the two of them are looking the most nervous, because this is one of those where you're an assistant coach, you're kind of young, you don't want to be wrong. You're going to have to eat it for a week.
Look at the dancing. The Tar Heels are feeling the energy. It took them about 8 points to wake up. But you can get some caffeine and you look good.
Not a bad bus ride home either.
Those are the worst.
Big Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, the selection show. After review, they were right. It is out. And a reputation review there for the young assistant coach, Parker Mickish. And it's 4-0, the same scoreline to start the second set.
Coach Hall pointing his finger like, nice job. Calling that. You got Clemson in a 3-hitter situation. We've seen Moore go all the way to the right side just to open up the court.
Moore,
there you go.
Roofed. Block number 7 for the Heels. Hampton's second, and it is all Tar Heel blue right now as Asia Daly gets cycled out of serve receive.
And you saw Sam, the setter, knows exactly who's getting kills. It's Mia Moore. Well, guess what? So do the Tar Heels getting that setup.
Hansen on the overpass gets the kill, and Clemson earns their first point of the set.
Hansen staying in on her second block on that, getting the reach, showing some want to at the net. You got Foster back in the front row for the Tar Heels, though. These are good rotations when she gets that front row look.
Foster, 8-0-19. Can't do anything about an ace. Gildon delivers Clemson's third. Creeps the Tigers a little closer here early in the third set.
Nice line service game. What Clemson needs right now is the fans to wake up a little bit, just showing a little hope. A missed serve is hard to do, right? You get an ace. If you get a couple more, then the fans, you show your fans some hope that you're in this match. Tar Heels, though, with the block read and setup, you got to go with your A-game serve.
Yeah, loaded weekend here on campus. Clemson basketball up by 6 at the half against FAMU. Of course, football in a top 15 matchup tomorrow at noon against the Gamecocks, as an ace delivered by Hampton gives UNC a little bit of breathing room right back.
I was about to ask who you pulling for tomorrow, but you got we're getting paid by Clemson, so
let's have a great game, and hopefully it won't be too cold.
Oh, you gotta go.
Imani Foster's first attack error makes it 7-3.
I mean, impressive. We're in the third set, and you get your first error.
She's been efficient.
Now serving, number 19, Katie Hansen.
So Hansen goes back to serve. She calculates exactly the same amount of steps back on every serve she takes. Superstitious sophomore. Over to Schaffmaster, who has been pretty quiet over the last dozen or so points. And this is McGrath through the block with no call. And a quick trigger for Kier's second challenge.
You had 4 Clemson players, McGrath, who hit the ball, of course, and then 3 of her teammates looking at Coach Kier, putting their fingers together like, Coach, use your challenge card. That was a touch.
Do you remember if Clemson won their first challenge?
I do not remember.
Great, thanks 2 of us.
I forgot to make a note.
North Carolina has won 1 and lost 1. They have 1 challenge. You see, the challenges have been so long.
Right, it's hard to tell. So this comes in favor. If it's a net call and you have the view pretty far away, this is in favor of the Tar Heels, not being able to overturn it.
Yeah, now they got a couple angles. We just don't have those angles. It is just so difficult to overturn a touch call. Or a lack of a touch call. That's what Clemson is hoping for here on the attack error by McGrath, who is playing front row for the first time this match. In for Wagner.
To me, McGrath and Wagner hit very similarly, looking body like they're going cross court and turning line. So if you're trying to block them, you can't adjust to what your eye see as the body's going cross court. You have to body front them to own the line shot as well and hope that you have enough defense to protect the cross court.
The decision has been made, and the call will be confirmed, no touch. Which brings Clemson down to either 1 or 0 challenges, depending on if you're paying attention or not.
You know what I learned when I played professional volleyball? In practice, you don't give up the information, but if you're asked, you have to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So in practice, you don't say anything if you touch the ball, but a teammate can ask you and you have to be honest. So in this situation, McGrath looked over and she's like, you touched it.
But that's funny. UNC's not going to be
not going to be honest. Not
Meanwhile,
even say anything.
Clemson's entire team celebrates calling that one a touch, an obvious touch. And the side out comes, which will bring in Audrey Armbruster, our second setter for most of the season at Clemson, teamed up with Yoki. So the Tigers will move into a 6-2 offense as a last gasp effort at a comeback. Down 4 in the third set.
Ouch.
Oi. As luckily Indigo Young is all smiles following that facial from Taylor.
As a volleyball player, when you take one to the face, you try to show no pain. You don't want to show your opposing team even that advantage. Nice job staying in it with a smile as Young on that face shot.
Overpass will be a back row on Armbruster there, and the score stretches to 10-4.
I think we have a little nose action with Young. I'm impressed, though. I've taken so many to the face in the defense piece. In my hands, if you're inside your kneecaps and the ball's hit hard, everybody pre-locks their hands like I did until I learned to keep my hands out and would take one to the face. No chance was I ever high jumper like Young to on your block get that penetration that your face is over the net. So Indigo Young with that jump and extension, that's just impressive how high she gets on that block.
That is impressive. No doubt about that.
That pre-lock, though, on the defensive side will make every volleyball player eat a ball. If you pre-lock and they hit you high, you're just playing like turn right, turn left with your teeth, taking the punch of the ball.
So a little cleanup on
Aisle 2.
aisle MB2.
What are we at? Set 3? Aisle set 3?
We are in set 3. Indigo Young playing in her final collegiate match, spent her career at Charleston Southern, where she broke all kinds of records, finished second in CSU history in hitting percentage with a .325 mark. It's been a tougher year for Young, adjusting to a tougher conference, hitting .250 this year. We're ready to resume. 10-4 North Carolina. Schaffmaster takes swings from anywhere, won't she?
Just so smooth. This is what young players need to watch. These 3 outside attackers do an excellent job. 2 for Clemson side, and you got Schaffmaster cross court look with their body. Last second being deceptive, take it line.
This one misses, and the Tar Heels are in full control now. 12-4 and a Clemson timeout. We'll take one with them here on ACC Network Extra.
For over 90 years, IPTAE has been the team behind our team, supporting Clemson student athletes on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Record-setting GPAs, stellar graduation rates, conference and national titles, the exceptional standards of our student athletes who proudly wear the paw. Thank you to more than 22,000 donors who are fueling current and future Clemson student athletes with scholarships, top-notch facilities, academic support, and much more. Join IPTAE today and be a part of the power behind the paw. Hey fans, the Clemson Tigers app is the best way to receive all of your Clemson athletics news, videos, schedules, and so much more. Download the Clemson Tigers app today from the Apple or Google Play stores.
Club Jervy going up on a Friday night, the final one here in the 2024 season. And a tough one for Clemson. They led early in the first set, and UNC has not looked back, leading 12-4, up 2-0. And now a block continues the celebrations in what has been an exciting year for North Carolina, their first season being ranked since 2017. Picked to finish 10th. Firmly a top 5 squad in the ACC this season, in a very, very good ACC conference.
Let's talk about the ACC conference. You have possibly 9 teams heading toward the NCAA tournament. That's got to be a record.
Sure, with the expansion to 18, the opportunity to get 6 or 7 was a lock. And then you have upstarts like SMU and North Carolina that have firmly supplanted themselves into the field of 64. We'll draw it out for you here. 4 ACC teams will host. There is no doubt about that. Pitt, Louisville, Stanford, SMU. You could lock those 4 in come Sunday at 6 o'clock. Then you've got the teams that will surely be in but not hosting, led by Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Florida State, and Miami. How's that for a rundown by Taylor?
Wow.
And again, it's Hampton, putting an exclamation point on it. And then you've got the 2 bubble teams. North Carolina State would be the 9th. They should be in, considering they play SMU tomorrow. That'll boost their RPI, that is at 42 right now. Of course, a win over SMU would surely get in the Wolfpack. And then Virginia. Virginia's lost to North Carolina on Wednesday. Might have popped them out. They are 48th in the RPI, but top 50 teams get in all the time. We will see on Sunday at 6 o'clock how many the ACC will get.
Pretty impressive. We knew Pitt, Louisville, so strong. What SMU has done this year has been incredible. Coach taking new players and coming in. So like a player like Daly getting that power block, even if you're down, it doesn't phase you because you're used to playing high-level volleyball throughout this season, coming strong. Just impressive. Overall, ACC volleyball this year, the best ever. I mean, adding Stanford, SMU didn't hurt at all either.
No way. SMU, the only team to beat Pitt and Nebraska this year. Hampton skies and drops it in. Meanwhile, that block by Daly had to feel good. You might start getting emotional here if your last name is Daly or Taylor, because the plays are running thin on your college career. North Carolina 9 points away from finishing it off. In to serve Aaron Curtis, freshman from California, as Yoki is blocked. Recycled nicely. And Yoki throws it down cross court, 16-9.
Yoki knew that the right front defender, the off blocker, came all the way over to pick up the tip. There was a lot of court to look at. She took a little note out of the book of Foster, tipping it right to the right side front. Do you feel like you're in cruise control right now? It's a side-out game. You know you have a decent lead. I think North Carolina just needs to continue to pass like they're doing and give these strong attackers a one-on-one shot.
Tight to the net, Barrett gets it over, and Hansen gets it down. Kate Hansen's 4th kill with 1 error today.
Technically, that was a back row violation.
Yeah.
You saw.
I was waiting for the call on Barrett.
Right, I'm looking it up, going, that's a one-hand set by your back row setter, and middle blocker Hansen touched it.
Down the line and in from Thorpe.
No argument. I looked at Devin Taylor right away because that shot's pretty long for us to get a look. No argument at all. Just complimenting with a head nod like that was a very nice shot by Thorpe.
There's a little help, a little home court advantage. Oh, the ref didn't blow a whistle. Play is ruled on. I guess we'll find out now if Clemson has another challenge. And the swing is long, and there is the final challenge used by Coach Keir here. She is frustrated that that was not called down.
Coach Keir walked over like when my mom heard us 5 kids yelling at each other, not happy, walking down those stairs, going like, guys, that ball was down, we're using that challenge card. North Carolina doing a stellar job, just fighting hard. You have 9 kills, hitting .368 in this set. Clemson currently trying to get something going, hitting negative. Just the offense hasn't been as strong as we saw. Mia Moore holding her own on the outside and the right side, but overall, middle's been quiet. That outside attack, just quiet throughout the match.
So this challenge comes at 18-9. And it was early in the point on the swing by Daly off the top of the net. And a pancake save kept it going.
Daly knew right away. She looked over.
I thought it was down.
I thought it was down as well.
And after review, it is a Clemson point. A point that went a lot longer than it should have. And so the score changes to 17-10.
Coach Kier, because of that long delay, just asking for a serving check. Make sure the right serve is going back.
Yep, Gildon checks in to serve as Clemson tries to put together a comeback to remember. They dropped the first two sets 18-18. Gildon has an ace tonight. Nearly another. Hampton runs it down and it gets sent over by 3. Wow, Hansen eaten up by Schaffmaster. It's Mabry's 10th dig for another double-double on her way. More, oh my goodness, Schaffmaster again, but this one just out. And Mabry laughing her way. Still a 6-point edge.
A free ball you have to execute, and that's what Clemson did. You had Devin Taylor sticking that first pass and then keeping it low was Mia Moore with the power shot around that block.
Gildon long, and service errors have not been frequent. That is just the 6th total. We've seen a pretty efficient serving night. 2 for Clemson, 4 for North Carolina.
North Carolina with a decent lead. As when you're playing a team with a good lead, you just think you're in a side-out game. Push points when you can, but be efficient on that side-out.
In system, Wagner blocked. And the Tar Heels can taste it. 6 points away.
Foster only with 2 blocks. Of course, we know she's dominant on the outside, right side, leading the way with 8 kills for her team. But that just shows a competitive spirit. Coming down with that face locked in like, guys, this is what I do.
Over to Moore. Well read, Eisert there. Taylor Eisert with her 4th double-double of the season. How about this to stay alive from Foster? Right back to Schaffmaster. 19-11 gets them to 20. Kill number 9.
Schaffmaster testing the discipline of the block. If she took a little pace off, gave the tip shot going through 2 defenders, Coach Kier taking another timeout, really trying to get her team with some energy as they try to fight back in the 3rd.
Fans getting into it. 5 points away for North Carolina as Bollinger misses on the serve, and it's 20-12.
Clemson, of course, needed a side out, but Wright is trying to stop an attacker like Foster and Schaffmaster splitting pin to pin. That's a hard pass. If you can get a good pass, you can go low and flat to either one.
Overpass now, put away by Wagner and Clemson. A little bit of life here, down now 7.
Daniel, that's what you need, some hope on the service line. You have to go for the ace, and you have to risk it. Even if you might miss, go for the ace. That's the only chance out of system when the setter's scrambling to get an easy ball back. Yep.
And an ace! The Tigers with momentum behind Kate Hansen's right arm.
Hansen earns her way as the serving middle. Not only you have to serve, but you have to play defense. Nice job coming through with 2 solid serves after a timeout.
Schaffmaster, look at Hansen with a dig now. Over to Foster, and Alani Foster continues brilliance. How about this? 4 different Tar Heels have 8 kills. Schaffmaster and Foster with 9. That is an incredible job by the 2 setters to display and distribute. 21 assists for Iser, 10 for Barron. 4 points away from the sweep.
Oh, gosh.
And Moore misses everything, 22-14.
That came in hot, though.
It did.
If that would have touched any finger body part, it's going to be off like a ricochet with that much heat.
In comes May. Wagner through the block for a touch. And a 7th kill for Kennedy Wagner. Looking to finish off her sophomore season with a flourish as Armbruster and Yoki come in.
That's respect right there, staying away from the right front block. This current right side is Foster, changing up Wagner, coming up the middle, just a different look.
Pass by Berenger.
Nice.
And it's Taylor to terminate. 23-15 now.
That's my favorite servicey pattern for North Carolina. A good pass. You have Taylor in the middle, one-on-one. And then if you go low to either Foster or Schaffmaster, you're going to find a kill. North Carolina in that rotation just took a pass.
Final few plays for Daly and Taylor, and it's a good pass by Taylor as Wagner keeps the match going, gets Daly out there for one final rotation in her Clemson career as McGrath will serve at 23-16.
You know, it's hard. Let's say Wagner, that's her 2nd kill up the middle. What if it took 3 sets to figure out that's where you're getting kills? That's a rough pill to swallow.
Good serve by McGrath, bumped over to Thorpe. (23-16) over to Yoki again, the freshman from Finland for the kill.
That was the right idea to switch to a 6-2. Coach Keir looking across, saying, I think we're going to need a strong front row, more attacking options, giving Yoki the start on the right side. Gosh.
Schaffmaster, what a dig by McGrath. One of our best of the season, and it's a termination.
Nice high out of system. Yoki's efficient on the outside. She likes the block getting set up. She's not a fast tempo type of attacker. Give her some vision, she's able to get through.
Just like that, it's a 5-point set. What a cover by Bollinger. Oh, Yoki was being screamed at to let it go. Point continues. Over to Yoki, and it's wide. Match point coming now for North Carolina.
Schaffmaster back to serve. That could be the worst news you could hear on a match point for Clemson if Schaffmaster's strongest server for North Carolina is up to bat.
24-18, and it's a service error to keep the night going.
I guess you'll take that, any type of service error. I've seen this, though. 24-19, the comeback, we've seen it. Can Clemson, led by your senior libero, execute?
Taylor, what might be her final serve of her college career. Hampton dug by Taylor, her 10th. Barron out to Hampton. Quick to Taylor will finish it off. Jackie Taylor puts the